Good day, learners. I am Dr. Goki Jaisime from the Department of Educational Foundations and Counseling. Myself and some of my colleagues, Dr. Samed, Dr. Folonsho, and Dr. Odwewu, will be taking care of GNS 102. GNS 102 is Study Skills and Information Communication Technology, including library studies. The course is a 2-unit course for learners studying to acquire a bachelor's degree in any aspects of learning, be it in education, the social sciences, the natural sciences, and many other courses. My aspect of this course is Study Skills, Study Session 1, Learning and Studying. The major goal of education is to facilitate learning through exposure to various experiences. Through learning, human beings have been able to improve their living in all spheres of life, including housing, communication, transportation, agriculture, architecture, government, and even socials. At the end of this course, you will be expected to be able to define the term learning. You should be able to identify and describe the major phases of learning. You should be able to list and explain the factors that affect learning. You should be able to explain the concept of studying and identify some poor study habits. You should also be able to highlight tips for good study habits. Now let's look at the concept learning. Learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior as a result of experience and praxis. The essence of learning is to effect behavioral change. When one undergoes a learning experience, there must be observable changes between the pre- and post-learning behavior of the individual. If at the end of the learning experience, the target behavior remains unchanged, then learning has not taken place. If, however, noticeable changes can be seen in the behavior of the individual, then learning can be said to have taken place. Now let us look at the phases of learning. Learning involves 3 major phases: acquisition phase, retention phase, and retrieval phase. Acquisition phase is the first phase of learning involving perception, sensation, and acquisition of information using the sensory organs of seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and feeling. Information received at this stage, that is the acquisition stage, is raw and kept in the working memory, where it finds its way to the long-term memory. The second phase, retention phase. Here, the information received is processed and it is first broken into pieces through a process of catabolization, then grinded thoroughly, and then put together again into meaningful form through the process of anabolization. At the retrieval stage, information which made it to the long-term memory may be retrieved for use from time to time through recall, recollection, and relearning. Now let us look at the factors that affect learning. Several factors affect learning and acquisition of sound education. These factors include some which are resident in the learners, that is, they are internal. We also call them the organismic factors, and those that are environmentally induced, which we also call phenotypic factors. Organic factors include intelligence, memory, and the personality features of the learner, while the phenotypic or environmental factors include the school, the teacher, the peer group, the family, the society, the government, and the mass media. Now let us look at the concept studying. Studying is an integral part of learning. It is a means through which learners acquire ideas, refresh the memories already learned, and facilitate greater comprehension that may allow for easy recall of facts and application of materials learned in various situations. To make studying effective, there is the need for learners to avoid poor study habits, to get a good study place, to develop good study habits, and learn good study techniques and learning strategies. The following are some of the common poor study habits that must be avoided by learners. 1. Lack of study timetable or proper planning. 2. Lack of adequate study materials, e.g. notes, textbooks, and maps. 3. Distractions in the study environment, e.g. pictures, television programs, cartoons, and music. 4. Bad postures, e.g. lying down or standing while reading. 5. Poor concentration. 6. Inability to identify important points in the study materials. 7. Wrong time schedule. 8. Poor jotting and note-taking. And finally, divided interest. Study space. The following tips are suggested with regard to study space. 1. The study space should be as quiet and comfortable as possible. Avoid studying in noisy places such as cafeterias, recreation rooms or lounges, and sporting arenas. When studying, keep a waste basket handy so that you can find somewhere to drop unwanted or used pieces of paper, so that they will not constitute distractions. You are advised to have a consistent place for everything, and above all, keep it there. 5. Have everything needed for study handy beforehand. Don't waste valuable time looking for books, notes, or other materials. After you have assembled the items you need, put them where you can reach them easily. The following tips are suggested with regards to study habits. Begin to study no less than 30 to 90 minutes after a meal. Never study within 30 minutes of going to sleep. Try and prioritize. Make a list of what you intend to study. Prioritize the list and stick to it. If possible, study no more than 30 to 40 minutes at a stretch. Many students retain more by studying for short periods with breaks in between. It all depends on what you are trying to study. But generally, after a period of study, take a break. Take study breaks away from your desk or wherever you are studying. Let the break be a time to think about other things. Use the break time to reflect, not constantly review what you have just studied. Thanks for listening.